So if we're just taking a look at Verasity, you can see on the daily time frame, as I predicted in my previous few videos, we're going to come down most likely to that area at the 0.23 Fibonacci down here at around 0.5 cent, which is where we've wicked down to in the past week twice. As you can see, we've also wicked down onto the bottom of that overall channel that Verasity has been trading in for essentially its entire life cycle. You can see on the weekly time frame here, we've been, every single time we've come down and touched this channel at the bottom, we've had a bounce in pretty much every single scenario here. We look like we're shaping up very, very closely to that previous bear market before the previous bull run for Verasity as well. You can see we were going sideways like this, and then all of a sudden we had that massive run and extension, and you can see we're doing something similar now in my opinion. We came down, obviously overextended to the downside, test the bottom of the channel, consolidating, test the channel again, consolidating, test the channel again, and I do think we are preparing going into that next bull market for a very, very nice run for Verasity and a lot of other cryptos. You can see it on the daily time frame as well. We've basically just been going sideways for about a year now, really, over a year to be honest. Started to see signs of life, obviously broke out the bear market resistance, came down, back tested that previous area of support here, and now really looking like, you know, we're potentially doing something like this where we're coming down, we're trying to break to the downside, but we can't do it. We've come back down again, as I said in my previous video, after, you know, just basically having a bit of a run up here, but losing steam in the small cap altcoin market with Bitcoin pumping up again. Obviously we've seen a bit of a sell off for some of these smaller cap coins, people rotating back into Bitcoin. You can see we're still stuck under that 0.38 Fibonacci where we did come up and basically tap this quite a few times at around an 1/8 cent there. That 1 cent big psychological resistance still need to be retested after we came up, failed to break it up back in where we were looking at here, back at the start of last year. God, I can't believe it's a new year already. And now looking like basically coming back down to find support after failing to break resistance. You can see basically just the breakdown back test, and then we just roll back down to support. I did say that this was quite a likely scenario if we did see ourselves lose the 100-day moving average, which we did here. So we came down, we've double back tested this support, and now if you look at the hourly time frame, you'll be able to see we are starting to look like we are bottoming out and potentially reversing this little downtrend that we've been in. You can see here for Verasity, ever since we came down, we fully lost that 100 moving average on the hourly time frame. We kind of tried to rally here, but really just ran back into that previous support as resistance, and then obviously rolled over with Bitcoin having that big roll that we did see over the past few days. You can see that massive wick to the downside, wicking back down onto this area of support. We come down, we back test, and then we start to get a bounce in this area. I do think 0.5 cent for Verasity, a big support. Imagine buying 1 million Verasity tokens for about 5k at 0.5 cent, and then it goes to at least to the all-time high is 100k. Just getting back to the all-time high from here would essentially be a 20x ish of the price if we do get up to around 10 cents. Obviously the all-time high is around 8.5 cents, but you get my point. About a 15 or a 20x from this level here, that's a big gain just back to the all-time high, which I think is very, very likely to happen in my opinion for most cryptos. Definitely Verasity considering its legitimacy, and then obviously you can see my long-term targets up at around 50 cents or $1 with the Fibonacci extensions. We could be looking at some real fireworks once Verasity does get going in its bull market. Right now everyone's got a lot of fear and uncertainty. Honestly, I have no idea why. If anything, Veracity's gotten better over the course of the bear market, and they're still here, still operating, still getting new patents. They've got a new patent just the other day, I think it was yesterday in fact, and people are still complaining about tokenomics, etc., forgetting that, you know, Verasity was in a worse place a few years ago, and it went to almost 9 cents based on pretty much all the previous hype and tokenomics. So you really think that it's going to not go there again just because you feel a bit strange about it? It seems unlikely to me. So overall, Verasity looking fine, doing what it needs to do, and basically we are just waiting for those fireworks to happen in the bull market in the next few months, aren't we? So